Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Apna Testing Courses. Yesterday we have discussed about what is manual testing, goals of manual testing, type of manual testing, and as discussed, like today we are going to discuss about how to perform manual testing, myths of a manual testing, and what are the differences between manual testing versus automation testing, and also the tools which we are going to use for automating the test cases. So let's start with the how to perform manual testing. So on the same document which we were referring it yesterday in our previous lecture, same document I'm going to refer, and here you can find like how to perform manual testing. So there are certain points, but yeah, definitely these are the very basic and very high level points uh, in terms of performing manual testing. So I have another document as well. So I am going to share that document with you guys in the description, and here is the document which I am going to refer it. So, in terms of performing manual test, very first thing is you have to understand the requirement. And when I'm talking about understanding the requirement, then I am talking about the gathering documentation. As you can see, the review the requirements, specifications, and the user stories for the future modules being tested. And also, you have to understand the acceptance criteria, what exactly the acceptance criteria is to complete your testing. So these are the 2 points which first you have to understand based on the requirement, and then based on that user story and based on that understanding, you have to prepare your test plan. In terms of test plan, you have to create a overview of that particular test plan, then define the testing strategies, like what all functionalities you are going to test manually, and along with tools or environment requirement, like what all environment is required to perform your test cases. Now then the next thing is you have to create your own test cases. So here, as you can see, what is test cases? A test case is a set of condition or steps used to verify specific functionalities or feature. So here you can see, right, like whenever we are writing a test case, there are multiple test steps which we are going to perform, and based on that test steps, you can see the expected result and the whatever, like whenever you are performing your testing, then what exactly will be the actual result. So this is some template to create your test cases. Now the next point is test case. So yeah, here again, like you can see the test case description, a clear description of what is being tested, preconditions, test step, expected result, and actual results. So here in this document you can find like precondition. So what basically the precondition is, so whenever you are testing, let's suppose you are testing one application. So first what you have to do, you have to launch that application, then you have to log in it, right? So to test that particular application, first you have to logging in. So logging in is a prerequisite for you to test your test cases. So the same way, the test step, so what all steps you are going to perform, like first you have to logging in, then you have to go and you have to click on this particular button, so this page will going to get appear. So those all things will be there into the test steps. Then the expected result, so this expected result will be based on your client requirement. So let's suppose you are testing any software, and your expected result is whenever you are clicking or you are hitting to this particular url, your page should get open, right? So the expected result is something, expected result will be that particular page should get open, and actual result is after performing that test case, if you are able to see that expected result or not. Like if you are able to see that expected result, then definitely your expected result will equal to your actual result. That means your test case is going to pass, and if it is not matching, then your test case is going to fail. So when you are failing any test case, then definitely you have to report that failure to the developer, right? So to report that, we are going to raise defect. So I am going to discuss that and discuss related to defect in my later explanations. Now after that, after writing your after once you are done with your writing test cases, then you have to set up your test environment. So definitely, like whenever you are testing, there should be a specific environment where you are going to perform all the testing, right? So that environment setup is necessary. That environment setup you have to do, and also the data preparation. So whenever you are testing, there must be some prerequisite or some data which should be ready for your execution, right? So those data preparation you have to do it. Then you have to execute the test cases manually. So whatever test case you have written, so that test case you have to manually execute it. And you have to while executing it, you have to make a proof of it. Like you have to here you can see the record and record the results, right? So you have to compare the actual result with the expected result, and you have to make a document of it. Or like you can directly also you can directly save your responses in your test management tool like Jira, ALM, anywhere. So that you have to do it. And then as I was talking about the defects, right? So whenever your test cases is getting failed, you have to raise a bug. And bug is nothing but the defect. So, what to do if a tester fails? If a test case fails, you need to log a defect or a bug report. What should the defect report contain? So, here you can find like what all things will be there into your defect report. Whenever we are working as a manual tester, you have to make a document of your defect, right? So, while creating a document, these all are the key points which you have to take care in your defect document. The first will be the defect ID. This id will always be a unique id, which so that like using that id you can directly go and find your defect. So whenever this will be handled directly into your test management tool, when whatever tool you are using, either it is Jira, ALM, Rally, or whatever it is. So it will be handled directly into the tool. Whenever you are generating it, it will always create a unique id for each and every defect. Then the description, and description will be very much detailed, like what exactly the issue is. And also you have to mention the steps to reproduce. Steps to reproduce is nothing but like let's suppose you have raised a bug and you have already logged out, right? Then the next thing will be developer is going to pick that defect, and he is as a developer he is going to reproduce that. If this steps to reproduce will be not there, then definitely like developer won't be able to reproduce it. So that's why it is very much essential and it is very much required. Then the severity and priority, which you have to decide it based on your requirement. The defect severity and defect priority. The severity and priority we are going to discuss it in some specific lecture. How to identify like what will be the severity and what will be the priority of your defect. That time we are going to discuss it in separate lecture. Then whatever test case you have whatever testing you have performed to execute that test case, so you have to take the screenshots and logs for that particular defect. And then example of defect, like here there is one example of that particular defect. So this is how you have to do it. Like title, you have to give steps to reproduce, you have to give severity, high or priority, critical. So this is what about the logging of defect. So now in terms of performing manual testing, the next thing will be once your defect got logged, developer will go and pick that particular defect. And then once they'll fix it, they will intimate you, they will inform you that like your defect has been already fixed. Then you have to retest that particular defect. And whenever you are retesting any of the defect, then definitely after retesting there will be a concept called a regression testing which will come into the picture. So regression testing is something yeah, regression testing is something where like once your defect got fixed, after that, because of that changes, you have to make sure like your existing code should not get affected, your existing functionality should not get break. So to check that, we are going to perform a one round of regression testing to ensure that whatever code changes development team did to resolve the issue, that did not hamper your existing application. Then report testing result. So these all are the reporting part or documentation part. So this we are going to discuss it later. And also, now coming to the tools that we are using in manual testing is Zira or Bugzilla to tracking the defect, TestRail or Zyper to managing the test cases and reporting, Postman if you wanted to do any API testing, then you can use Postman or SOAP UI, and Trello or Excel for a lightweight test case management. So sometime like if you will be having lot many companies, what they are going to do is they are going to maintain Excel sheet first. So on that case, in an Excel sheet you can write all your test cases, and there is in Jira there is something called X-ray integration, and using that X-ray integration you can go and you can upload all your test cases directly to Jira. So this is about the testing. This is about the testing. Now come to the myth of manual testing. So yeah, this is something which is very much not important in terms of performing your testing activity, but yeah, this is to become a professional tester. You have to be idea on all these things. Like all the time you would have been heard about like anyone can do the manual testing, right? But that's not a correct. And like a random person cannot come and do the testing. Yeah, they can do it, but they cannot make that like they cannot basically fulfill that expectations. So whenever you are testing, like what would be the main expectation? The product should be less number, or like there are very minimal chances once you have performed your testing, like someone can come and someone can find defects, right? So that would be the main expectation from a manual tester or like a tester. So that is something which a random person cannot do. So this is a myth. Again, the next myth is testing ensures 100% defect-free product. So this is also not possible, because testing attempts to find as many as defects as possible. Identifying all possible defects is impossible, because at the end of the day everyone can make mistakes. Like as yeah, I and you all are the human beings, right? And human beings may make some mistakes. So this is again like a myth. Testing does not ensure 100% defect-free product. And then the automation testing is more powerful than manual testing. So in terms of powerful, what I believe is I can say no, because 100% automation test cases you cannot automate. So whenever you are testing, like whenever you are working in a real time, there will be some scenarios which you cannot automate. So again, this is also a myth. And again, like one more thing which is very common and everyone is telling, like testing is very easy, like anyone can come and do the testing. But that is also not possible, because to become a very good tester you have to be very good in your analytical skills, and you have to be very high analytical skills. Then only you can analyze your test cases and you can perform your testing. So these all are the couple of myths which is there for manual testing. Now moving forward, we have next topic is manual testing versus automation testing. So what is manual testing? So as we have already discussed, manual testing requires human intervention to execute any test cases. But in automation, it is use of tool to execute test cases. So there will be multiple tools which is going to perform your testing activity whenever we are working as an automation tester. Then manual testing will requires skill level, long time, and will imply high cost, because like when a number of people will be more, then definitely the cost also will be high, right? But in the automation testing, that is not there. Automation testing, it saves your time, cost, manpower. Once recorded, it is easier to run and automate the test suite. So like once you have created your script, so you can run the same script and number of time, and that too in a very minimal time frame. Now the next is like any type of application can be tested manually. Certain testing type like ad hoc and monkey testings are more suited for manual executions, but automated testing is recommended only for the stable systems, and it is mostly used for a regression testing. Yes, so this is very much important. Like as a like whenever your project is going to start, so If it is very initial phase, no one is going and suggesting you to do the automation testing. Why? Because like whenever you are automating or as a automation resource, when you are working, so you are going to invest your time, and the client is going to invest their money, right? So let's suppose your application is not at all stable, like you are not yet finalized it what exactly you are looking for. So on that case, if you are coming and automating your scenarios, then again like tomorrow someone is coming and changing the requirement. So that time whatever effort you have put it to write your script, that is going to waste. So that's why it is always suggested that like whenever you are automating, make sure your system or your application is stable. And mostly automation test cases we are using it to run our regression test cases. Then manual testing can become repetitive and boring. So yeah, definitely when you are doing the same testing again and again, it will always be a boring job. The boring part of execution in automation, the boring part of execution, same test cases time and again in handled by automation software in automation testing. So it is something like you are going to click one button and entire or all your test cases or entire test suite got run in a single take. So that always that will be not a boring task, right? So that is what the difference about manual and the automation testing. Then in market there are a couple of testing tools which basically help you to automate your test cases. So very first and very common is Selenium, then the QTP, JMeter, Load Runner, TestLink, and Quality Center ALM. So these all are the tools which can basically help you to automate your manual test cases. So right now, like these Selenium, QTP, these all are the separate topics or separate lecture will be there to understand what exactly these things are and how these helps us to automate our manual testing, which we are going to discuss it in our next lecture. So thanks for watching this video. Do like, subscribe, and share the video to get the next video notification. Thank you.